side angle, this one is an ambiguous case. That means that it might create two triangles. Okay? So, now you're going like, what? Two triangles? So, there's some steps to that. How to find the second triangle for side angle. You don't have to check this for anybody else except if it's side angle. So how do we find it? All right, so step one. Find the first missing angle using the law of sines. That's step one. Step two. Take the angle from step one and subtract it from 180 degrees. This is always going to be in degree mode. This day and the next day. All right, and then step three. Take the angle from step two and the angle that was given in the problem and add together. Now, one of two things can happen. First, if I add them together, you're either going to be more than an amount or less than a certain amount, okay? And that amount, how big can a triangle be altogether? What can all the angles add up to be in a triangle? Huh? I hope you said something. I hope you were like, duh, Miss Willis, a triangle can add up to be only 180 degrees. So, if the sum is less than 180 degrees, then you have two triangles. If the sum is more than 180 degrees, you only have one triangle. Okay, and then you have to solve it. You have to solve both triangles. If there's two triangles, you have to solve both of them. If there's only one triangle, then you got to get the information for that one triangle. All right, let's jump into some examples. Given the triangle ABC with the following information find the missing parts. So the information that is given is that angle A is equal to 40 degrees, side A is equal to 12 centimeters, and side B is equal to 15 centimeters. All right, I'm going to draw a picture. So that's what they've given you, okay? They've given you this information. It says, given a triangle ABC, with the following information, find the missing parts. I have alpha equals 40, A equals 12, and B equals C. So I'm going to draw me a triangle. So we have, I'm just going to label this as A, B, and C. Now, if it bothers you when we use alpha, you can just change that to angle A. Okay, that's what that is. So they told us angle A is 40. Side A is 12. And side B is 15. So this triangle is a side-side angle. So that means there might be two triangles. All right, so if there's two triangles, it's literally going to be this triangle right here that we drew. The same information, but with a different sized angle. So we got to see if it works. So first we're going to find the missing angle. So the missing angle we can find is B, because we know side B. We know all of A, so we can say that sine of 40 divided by 12, because that's its partner, equals sine of B divided by its side. All right, so now we can cross multiply and solve. So I get that 15 sine 40 equals 12 sine B. I'm trying to solve for B. So first thing I'm going to do is divide by 12. I can't divide by sine because then I would be dividing by sine of B. Okay, you're not doing that. So we know that sine of B equals 15 sine of 40 divided by 12. Now to get B by itself, we have to do the inverse of sine of B. So we're going to do sine inverse, sine inverse. Sine inverse of sine is going to give me B. Now, when I do this in the calculator, the only kind of angle that this calculator is going to give me, since it's sine inverse, is the restricted value. The restricted value is between 0 and 90 and 0 and negative 90. So that is why we have to check for two triangles, because they're never going to give us an obtuse angle. Is it ever going to not be an obtuse angle? No, that makes zero sense. So here, when I type this in the calculator and I solve for B, I got 53.464. I hope you typed that in to see if you got the same thing. And if you didn't get the same thing, you're probably not in degree mode. This whole day is in degree mode. The whole day tomorrow is also in degrees. So now we gotta see, okay, so we just found B. Now, the thing is to see if there's a second triangle. We're not finished with the first triangle. We haven't found anything about C, but we'll get to that. We just found that this is 53.464. So to see if there's a B here, we do 180 minus 53.464, which produces the angle 126.536. Now, is this going to work for a triangle? How can I check? You're going to take this angle and add it to the angle that was given. So 126 plus 40 equals 166.536. So is that less than 180? Yes. There are two triangles. Two triangles. The answer is yes. Triangle 1, and this is triangle 2. All right, so we know that we can now find. So we found B. This is all for the first triangle. Okay, we found B. We have B in the second triangle. We need to find C of both. So how can we find angles and side C? All right, so to get this missing angle, I'm going to do 100, because the angles add up to 180. So 180 minus 40 minus 53.464. What do I get when I do that? I get 86.536. So this is C in the first triangle. To get the angle of the second, I just need to do 180 minus this answer. 180 minus this answer is going to give me 13.464. All right? All right, I hope you're following me. So now we got to find side C of both. All right, so I'm going to do the sine of, I like to use the given ones. So 40 and 12, because if I got B wrong, then I'm going to get everything else wrong. So sine of 40 over 12 equals sine of, so we're trying to find C. The only thing we know about C is the angle, which is 86.536 divided by C. So now I need to solve. You got to cross multiply. So you get C sine of 40 equals 12 sine of 86.536. And then I just need to divide my answer by sine of 40. So side C in this triangle, and I'm going to go put it in my picture. What I got when I typed that into my calculator was 18.635. Now, let's look at this triangle. The biggest angle should have the biggest side. So right now, my biggest angle is angle C, 86. And it's also the biggest side. It should match. Biggest angle always goes with biggest side. So here, I have a really small angle. So it's going to be my smallest side. Okay, so I'm in triangle number 2. I'm going to do the same thing. Sine of 40, I'm going to use A. You could have used B. You'll get the same answer. Equals sine of 13.464. Because that's what I got when I solved this guy. 13.464, and I'm going to divide it by C. Because that's what we're trying to find. We're trying to find side C. So we're going to solve this. Cross multiply. C sine 40 equals 12 sine 13.464. Then I'm going to divide by sine 40. And then I'm going to divide by sine 40. And I get that C equals 4.347 in the small. 4.347. Smallest angle, smallest sides. That right there, friends, is the law of sines. All right.